Am I overreacting for lashing out at my husband for giving me an extra dose of my medication? Hi THT fam. I'm a fairly new listener, but my friend told me I should listen in because she thinks it might wake me up to some of the crazy stuff in my relationship. Also, thanks to my friend Casey for graciously letting me use her old account because my husband is logged into my email, so I can't make an account. Hopefully I'm doing this right. So I, 26F, have been married to my husband, 39M, for 4 years now, but we've been together for 7 years total. I can hear everyone yelling, age gap. And I didn't see the problem until recently. Again, thanks, Casey. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with lupus and have been taking a few different medications since. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to list them on Reddit, but if I can, I will do so. My husband, let's call him Joe, has been really supportive, constantly reminding me to take my meds and even quitting smoking near the house so I wouldn't get secondhand smoke. Here's the problem. Joe is usually the one to pick up my prescriptions, especially because he works at a pharmacy. He's not a pharmacist, just checks out people, stocks shelves, etc., so I don't really notice how often he's getting them because he always organizes them into those little medicine trays for me. But I did notice that he was picking up my prescription every 2.5 to 3 weeks instead of the usual month. I asked him about it, and he just brushed it off. After some nagging, he told me he had sometimes been crushing my medication and putting it into my nightly glass of water or my food. He said that he just wanted me to get better quickly because, in his mind, more medication equals a quicker recovery. I tried to explain to him that this is not how lupus works and also just not how medication works. He said that he knows now and won't do it again, but I can't help but think there's no way he didn't know. I lashed out at him. I told him that he was crazy and insane for even doing this and that he was just pouring money down the drain. This happened a day ago, and I felt terrible since. Joe expressed to me that he really didn't know and that he just wanted me to be back to my old self. I know he means well, he is such a great guy, but I'm still on the fence about all of this, especially since Casey told me this isn't an excuse. I trust her fully, but I'm posting this here because there's a chance she might just be really protective of me as a friend, and maybe an outsider can give me more perspective. Sorry if it takes me a long time to respond to comments or DMs. I'll be logging in and out of this account because my husband doesn't like Reddit, and I don't want him to see that I do. Smile minor update. Hi, everyone. Thank you. It has been a crazy 2 hours since I posted. I wanted to give a few updates and answer some questions. 1. I know I have to leave him. I don't know when I will do this, but I know I have to. Thank you all for waking me up to the reality of the situation. In all honesty, I always had a feeling that I was going crazy for thinking he was controlling. I'm organizing things with Casey so I can stay with her. The issue is that my husband does not like Casey because she's a lesbian, and he's kind of convinced I had an affair with her, lol. Yes, I hear how crazy that is too. I do not live in the US, so unfortunately many of the provided resources do not work for me. But thank you nonetheless. 3. I do have my own money. I work as a tutor, but I do not make as much as Joe. It's enough for me to find a way to leave. 4. I have plans to contact his place of work. But I can't do that now because of my safety. I don't think there's a way I can do this while living with him or before things are fully sorted out. 5. I've booked an appointment with my doctor for tomorrow morning to get blood work done, etc. I will try to keep you all updated. Sorry for my lack of replies. Reddit comments are formatted in a way that's kind of difficult to read without getting overwhelmed. Thanks again. Update 1. Hi everyone. Thank you for all the support. Some of you were worried, so I thought I should give an update. But before the update, I just want to add that I am reading all the comments. Sorry I have been bad at responding. Life is just a lot right now, as you could imagine, lol. Spoiler. I am writing this from Casey's bed. Smile but yes, sorry it's taken a bit. I just wanted to get the results of my blood test before updating. So, I went to my doctor yesterday and got blood work done, as many of you suggested. The results came in this morning. My doctor says I am going to be okay. It's not great right now, but luckily my husband hadn't been doing enough for there to be severe consequences to my health. Casey says he's a loser because he can't even drug his wife properly. My doctor also assisted me with how I can report my husband, as we are not in the USA, so the laws are different here. We will move forward with everything as soon as I get all my ducks in a row. Again, I'm not too sure how much detail I can get into on Reddit, and also because I don't understand half the medical jargon and don't want to give false information. But interestingly, he was honest about it being an extra dose of the medication I was already supposed to be taking, so it wasn't a new or different medication. This doesn't change the fact that I think his intentions were definitely a lie. But at least he's honest about something, lol. I left our place this morning, a little before my blood work results came in. He was surprisingly understanding? I don't know if that's even the right word. I think it's because he knows how messed up what he did was. Personal theory, though, he didn't yell or anything. There was some resistance. He begged me to reconsider, but once I grabbed my bag, he just let me leave. My dad and sister are coming over tomorrow because I need to go back to Joe's in my apartment to grab some of my things. I'll update if anything crazy happens. Smile. I have not filed for divorce yet, but that is definitely in the works, and I'm meeting with an attorney next week for some guidance on the whole process. Casey and I both have work off for the next few days. We work for the same family. She's a part-time nanny, and I tutor one of the boys. That's how we met, lol. And all of our other families have been super understanding, which has been such a relief. Thank you to my wonderful employers, who are hopefully not reading this, lol. Sorry some parts are vague or confusing. I'm tired. I'll try to respond in the comments if anything is unclear. But as of now, thank you, everyone. I'll keep you all updated if anything happens. I just can't promise I'll do it quickly. Your girl has just woken up from a 4-hour nap. I'm just trying to make the most of this situation. I've cried a lot, but thanks again to Casey. Final update. Hi everyone. Holy crap, I just got back from Joe's and my place, took a shower, and am writing this because I swear y'all will not believe the day I just had. Before the update, if anyone knows who I should go to get my phone and car checked for trackers, please let me know. I don't know if I'm just supposed to go to an Apple store or a mechanic. Please let me know. I am clueless. So, my dad, sister, and I went over to my old place. The first weird thing was realizing this MF changed the locks. Anyways, we knocked. Joe answered looking stunned. I'm not sure why. Because I told him when I left that I would be back to get my stuff. I was honestly expecting to see strippers by the look on his face, but the place seemed clean. He greeted my dad and sister, and they both just walked right past him. I went to our room to get some of my clothes and other knickknacks I left behind. As I'm rummaging through my stuff and checking that I didn't leave anything, I noticed condom wrappers in the bathroom trash can. Not 1. Not 2. But 3. Seems like he had a fun 2.5 days, lol. Then my dad went downstairs to load some of my kitchen and baking stuff into the car. Anyways, Joe asked to speak to me and looked over at my sister, hinting for her to leave. I gave her a nod and walked her over to the kitchen. My sneaky genius self also started a recording on my phone while doing this and put my phone in my back pocket. I only googled this now, but where I live, you can do that. Thank God, lol. I stepped back into our bedroom, and Joe spoke first. He asked me how I was doing and feeling. I told him it was none of his business and asked him what he wanted. I felt really badass. But in reality I was also fighting tears. He asked if this was really over and went on some monologue about how it's always been you, because apparently this guy decided to take a TikTok poetry class in the past 2 days, because it was some of the most generic crap I've ever heard. In all honesty, I would have fallen for it if y'all hadn't warned me this would happen. And you were all spot on. Then he got on his knees and begged for me to reconsider getting a divorce and going to the police. I was actually regretting that I wasn't recording a video instead so I could have captured it. I had enough at that point, so I grabbed my bags and called my sister over so we could leave. It wasn't as funny in the moment, and I did cry a lot in the car, but once I got back to Casey's, I couldn't stop laughing throughout my whole shower. Casey thinks I might be going insane with my periodically creepy laughs. While I have no regrets about what I did and I hate him, you don't just get over a marriage that quickly, even if you know he's a piece of crap. I just keep reminding myself that this is for the better, and hopefully it will get easier. There's a good chance I won't update as much, especially because I'll be starting legal action next week, and I don't think it'd be responsible for me to make all of that public on the slight chance he decides to be a hypocrite and download Reddit, lol. Anyways, thanks again for all the support and love. Casey and I are about to watch some old Barbie movies and eat sushi. Smile. Also, please let me know if the link works. Some people said it didn't, and I don't know how to fix it. If you send the next update, I'll format it exactly the same way.